Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us again today. We hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. It's Monday, so that means an opportunity for us to start another week here together. If you happen to be channel surfing, we're so happy that you came across us on Virginia this morning. I'm Bill Bevins. Amy Lacey and I are joined by our good friend, Andrea Swipe-Murdoch. Good morning, my friends, and welcome back from vacation.
Thank you. It was a great time, and I hope that the two of you had some good times last week, too.
Yeah.
But certainly, it's been an eventful few days just coming back and then getting my daughter off to school this morning. So,
First day of school.
First day of school. Yeah, back to reality.
Yeah. How was the first day of school?
It was great. Oh, my goodness. Like, you know, first grade. Just get on that school bus. You don't even look back at Mama. Like, you are all grown up now.
That's good.
Did that work?
That's what happens.
She got on? No problem?
No problems at all. It was just kind of like, Mom, who? So.
Well, how do you feel?
A little sad, but you know how that is.
That's usually, once the kid goes off, it's like, sometimes you see those videos of parents completely breaking down after the bus is pulled off.
Kindergarten was a little bit harder. We're used to the routine now, but still, it's kind of like, you could have at least turned around and waved, kid. Like, come on.
They'll be back.
Look into the future, not back.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that it went well.
Thank you.
And happy first day of school to so many of you out there who are getting little ones out on the buses. We hope it is a fantastic school year for you.
Okay, so I asked her how her beach week went, and she had a better one than I did the week before.
Did you hear about Bill's beach?
I heard about the sand blasting and the indoor time. We had a little bit of that. It was mostly the water was rough. Like, the ocean current was pretty serious every day that we were there. But it wasn't quite like that. But then we did end up leaving a little bit early because they basically shut down the ocean. So if you can't go to the ocean at the beach, then closed for repair. Exactly, closed for Mother Nature. So
So what I told her, the hardest thing I had to deal with coming back was putting shoes back on.
Yes.
Yeah. So
well, we see you've got your shoes on. You're doing great. You're doing great.
For me, it's more makeup. So, you know, and putting hairspray back in.
I don't put makeup on my feet. So.
Well, good. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, folks, we love staying connected with you, our friends and viewers of the show. How we can do this is what you send in the pictures and the videos and of your fun, your adventures. And take a look at this one that came in.
Oh, wow.
Somebody's having some interesting times there.
Oh, you know what that is, Bill.
Yeah, I know what that is.
I can't wait.
Andreas is excited about.
Oh, and I have been looking for the perfect outfit for you for many years.
I can't even imagine.
It's coming.
What you're thinking.
We'll tell you all about it, Amy. Oh, yes.
All right, we're going to fill in all the details coming up on our live show.
And of course, you know, sometimes it can be a little challenging to return to work after an exhilarating weekend, time at the beach, but they say life must go on and the show must go on. As the summer winds down and kids return to school, it's a great time to refocus on the goals you want to achieve for the rest of the year. Our dear friend, award-winning author and writing coach Stacey Hawkins Adams will share some words of motivation on this Monday. Our conversation is still to come on our live show this morning.
Well, right now, let's check in with CBS 6 meteorologist Tom Patton.
Hey, Tom.
Good morning. Good morning. Andreas, I couldn't tell what that picture was. What was that? The picture you showed?
It's Dîner en Blanc.
Yeah.
It's okay. Get this.
I don't understand it either, Tom.
We'll talk about it later. But Tom, it is an all-white pop-up dinner.
Yeah.
And so
everybody has to wear white. Everything has to be white. It's
But you bring your own stuff, your own table, your own chairs, your own food, your own decorations for your table, and you don't know where you're going. So you meet at a location, and you know where that is, and then you're guided to the special area.
You have to schlep all your own stuff.
Yeah, why?
It is so much fun.
No.
I've done it many times.
All right, hold on. We'll get to that. I have something important to ask Tom.
Yes.
Are we going to be able to see the blue moon tonight?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know why not.
Well, I mean, last night I couldn't see it. It was cloudy.
Oh, I see. Oh, we should be clearing overnight tonight.
Okay.
So if it's overnight, you may be okay. But it's just a full moon, Bill. It happens to be.
Tom is so unimpressed.
No, it's
Bill
No,
is
I
so
don't-
excited.
And it's a blue moon, and I'm a lunar guy. I get a little loony every once in a while, so I
Yeah.
have to see it. Yeah.
All right. Well, good.
What's with
Well,
the-
Sounds like, yeah, whatever.
yeah. I mean, come on. It happens. A blue
Seen
moon
a-
happens often, doesn't it? No,
I guess so.
it doesn't. I'm kidding. All
Ruined
right.
all my fun.
I'm sorry, Bill. Yeah, Bill, knock yourself out. Big full moon. Go crazy, Bill. I'm serious.
Go crazy.
Have
No,
a
that's
fancy
amazing.
dinner where
Yeah.
you wear white
There
with
you
the
go.
full moon. How about that?
That's the perfect way to view a blue moon.
What was that again? I'm sorry, Amy. I didn't
I
hear
said
that part.
wear the white and go to the fancy dinner. When there's the full moon, that would just add to the ambiance, right?
Bill and I will do that.
Do it.
How's that weather,
We want
Tom?
to see pictures too.
Bill, you bring the lace.
Amy Lacey?
All right.
There you
People
go.
can call me the lace sometimes, and that's okay.
Take the maps, please. All right, full screen that baby. Man, we've got beautiful sunshine here this morning, looking great. I just see some stray patchy clouds here going on. 80 degrees right now. Boy, that really jumped. 69 is the dew point, and temperature 70s. To around 80. We're the warm spot here in town. Mid-80s today, partly sunny eventually here. I know we're starting out nice and sunny, but we'll start to see more clouds move in. Then there'll be some afternoon showers and storms, maybe afternoon to the evening time frame as a front works its way through tonight. And then we'll see clearing skies late tonight for Bill's full moon. There you go, Bill. High pressure is dominating for us. It's going to be a nice Canadian air mass that we're getting sort of early in the season. That's going to push that boundary through. Marginal risk for a few severe storms that could contain maybe isolated damaging wind gusts. And as we go into the afternoon hours, we'll see that line kind of pushing through. There's about 3 to 5 to 6, maybe even 7 to 8 before it moves on out. And then things are good to go. In fact, after that moves through, temperatures are going to respond beautifully. Daytime highs, low 80s and upper 70s for the next several days. And overnight lows are going to be in the 50s starting Wednesday morning, 57, and then 50s in the mornings right through Friday. Even next weekend, we're looking at lower 60s for overnight low temperatures. That's the key right there. All right, that is your forecast. Virginia this morning will continue right after this.
Hello, sunshine. You've been gone too long, but I'm telling you, I'm magnificent.
Hey everybody, happy Monday to you. It is August 19th, also known as the first day of school for many students across the area. We appreciate your time each weekday morning from 9 to 10 as you spend a part of your day with us here on Virginia This Morning. I'm Amy Lacey here with Bill Bevins and Andrea Swipe-Myrna. They're here with me too this morning, and we're already having a great Monday.
Already having a great Monday, and this show is packed full of great information. We cover the full gamut of food, fashion, financial topics, community events, music, and so much more. And there's a slogan around here that we use from time to time. If you miss a day, you miss a lot. But lucky for you, the internet is up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so you can catch all of our segments again and again.
And again and again. Folks, it's amazing how technology has changed our world. How did we operate without the internet?
I have no idea.
have no idea.
I was having this conversation with someone the other day about just getting from place to place, and I remember having the big map and going through the map book or printing out the MapQuest directions to get anywhere.
Yes.
And
One wrong move and it was all out the window.
now we just need our phones and
Yeah.
any number of apps out there.
Bill, what's your perspective on this?
So, yeah, I still keep the fold-out map
It's
in
good
the
to
glove
have.
box just because I'll be like, it'll run, the thing's not working. And I like to take a look at the big picture.
Yes.
It's
And then when I load the wagon truck,
the Conestoga wagon.
I have a confession.
yeah,
I have a fold-out map in my car as well.
Wow, okay.
However, it's the Virginia wine map. It's got all the wineries on
yes, yeah.
Great places
Yeah.
to stop along
it.
the
Exactly. Eventually, I'll get to where I'm going.
Yeah.
You know.
I just remember, though, my dad, we would go on vacations, these elaborate vacations that were in different states, and we would get there from Pennsylvania using the map, and I still don't understand how that quite worked, though. That we would find remote locations just from looking on a map. It's just amazing to me. It took some planning, though.
I would be so lost.
I got.
Yeah, exactly.
I got.
Well.
No, I'm not going there.
Well, you know, it is customary for us to do a quick recap of some of the day's features, so we are going to do that right now. No more map talk.
No more map talk.
Well, Stacey Hawkins Adams always has some thought-provoking topics, and today's Motivational Monday discussion deals with keeping your eye on the prize. We'll dive into this conversation in less than 15 minutes.
Plus, we want to be everywhere you are. We plan to open up the inbox and see what landed inside over the weekend. That's coming up in our second half hour.
And whether you like sweet, French fries, baked, loaded, mashed, you cannot go wrong with potatoes. The food holiday calendar says August 19th is National Potato Day. And here's a brief history of the potato according to Wikipedia. So, we've learned that the potato was the first vegetable in the region of modern-day southern Peru and northwestern Bolivia, dating back to 8,000 and 5,000 BC. Wow.
I think one of those is under the seat of my car.
With the map.
The 8,000-year-old potato.
It's been said
That
growing
sounds
potatoes has become a staple crop in most countries, including the United States.
All right, so your favorite way to eat the potato?
Anyway, I mean,
Fries.
can a potato go wrong? I just love a baked potato too, just au naturel.
Scalloped. Oh, creamy and cheesy.
Oh, you guys are so mature.
Or a
I was going to say
potato
so mature.
French fries in every way possible.
I mean-
with ketchup, truffled if I'm feeling fancy.
You know, I've been to Ireland, and you know, it is true about the potato being staple of the diet over there, because I had a multi-course meal and potatoes were served
Yeah.
throughout. So it's
As they
amazing
should
what you
be.
can do with a potato.
And we should.
Well, the eyes have it.
That's
All
right.
right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back to our live Monday show. Your thoughts have the power to often dictate and set the tone for your day. We want to help you navigate a peaceful and productive week.
So award-winning author Stacey Hawkins Adams joins us as we continue with another installment of our Motivational Monday series. Hi, Stacey.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, and it's great to have you with us as we do navigate, parents like myself, this first day of school, and I call it the back to reality, back to that schedule, back to that routine. How can we get through these days and keep our eye on the prize, so to speak?
Yeah, so you know, I have a level-setting conversation with myself and my young adults this time of year, whether it's work or school or even my godchildren around. What is your prize going to be? And so when my kids were younger, probably a little bit older than your daughter, I'd ask them, what are your goals for your grades? Like, what's your math goal? What's your English goal? And they would write that down, and we'd put it in like a little jar, and we check in every so often. So setting the eyes on the prize is, what is your personal goal? Not that you're competing with those around you, but what are the things that at the end of the week or the end of the month you'll be like, I got through that, I did that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, at least for me as an adult, if I set a goal and don't check back on it until the end of the year, the end of the school year, for example, it can be tough. But if we're keeping those things in mind, and as a parent, you're able to say, hey, are you achieving that goal? Do you feel good about where you are as you get closer and closer to it? They may be more successful.
Exactly, and I think it's also like thinking about the positive side. It's like saying the positive things, like I can do this, I can achieve this, because often we think about what we can't do or where we struggle. Or let's say if we're thinking about school, they get a grade that's not what they want, then it's sort of like, oh my goodness, the world has ended, I'm not going to be able to make this happen. Same thing could happen with something you're dealing with work, where you maybe don't quite reach that milestone, and we focus on the negatives versus, well, what did I learn? What did I learn about myself on my way to reach the prize? What did I learn about the experience experience. How can I grow from this?
And it's really holding yourself accountable no matter what age you are, and holding yourself, making sure that you're staying present and that you are working towards that each and every day.
Right. It's really telling yourself that you want to invest in yourself. We invest in a lot of other people and a lot of other things, but what if we say I value myself enough that either I'm going to stop doing something or start doing something so that I can achieve this goal. I may not need to stop doing it forever or keep doing it forever, but for this time frame where I want to achieve this particular goal, I got my eyes on that prize, and so I'm going to focus in that way.
Now, if you have a young person or young adult who is I don't know, you ask them, I don't know, what's your goal? I don't know. How do you guide them to set goals that are realistic, but also that push them a little bit?
And sometimes the I don't know, I think, comes from like maybe the fear of maybe I'm not going to get it right, or maybe I won't have the right answer. So in that case, you kind of lean into, well, what are the things you enjoy? What do you have? When you're doing it, it's just natural. It feels like fun. It's easy. Well, perhaps that's where your purpose is, or perhaps that's where your vocation is. Lean into those things that you truly enjoy and try to be excellent at those things. So when you're excellent at the things you already enjoy, that's where you kind of find some traction and you can say, wow, I'm really making a difference and an impact.
And maybe you've already reached a goal throughout the year that you'd been working on for quite some time. And is this time of year just a really good time to center yourself and recognize this can be a restart too, and this can be an opportunity to have some self-growth and maybe pick something else to work on?
Exactly. And like even with the goals, when we're working on hard goals or maybe things like school that kids may not think is fun, what are the fun things you can bring along with it? So it's not to be like I've got to be a taskmaster and I can only focus on this hard thing or this challenging thing or this big thing that I'm required to do if it's school. What are the fun things I can bring along with that? Perhaps it's, I'm going to study with a friend, or we're going to take an ice cream break, or I'm going to just have, a movie night and just kind of get my mind off of things. So even though you're working toward these goals, and yes, we need to be accountable, bring some joy into every day and into every experience as well.
It's interesting because as you come out of summer, I was talking with a friend who also has littles, and she had a toddler bucket list. And so I'm reminded of that in this moment because you can have your set of goals, but you can also have your school year bucket list or your year bucket list if school is not a factor right now. So you add those things that are fun and you get a chance to check them off and have a good time and still be able to check in on those goals.
Exactly. So one of the things I did with my kids when they were younger, at the beginning of the year, we would have our list, our bucket list, and we'd have a list just on paper what that was. But then I kept a jar, and it was our joy jar. So, whatever your goal is, my son ran track. So I want to make sure that I, jumped 22 this year. That's the goal. So every time he'd get closer, we would put that in the joy jar. He jumped at 18. He jumped to 21. There's a 21.5. You get to the end of the year, maybe if he didn't even reach the 22, but you get to the end of the year and you start pulling out all those things that were accomplished, and you say, wow, I may not have reached that complete, prize, the thing that I fully wanted, but look at how much progress I made. And there's some joy in doing that as well, and just some confidence building in that.
Absolutely.
I want to say too that a few weeks ago you were here on the show and you talked about keeping that joy in life and really exploring the world like a child does, and I've been implementing that.
Yay.
And it really does work for those moments when you have something like a goal ahead of you and you can still really enjoy every step of the way, even the hard parts.
Exactly. Another phrase that folks who follow me will hear me say often is that baby steps count.
Yeah.
And so those little things that you're inching toward. I'm going to just do this little thing different today, or I'm going to take this extra step, or I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone just a little bit. Those little milestones, they really do matter. Those baby steps toward the joy, toward achieving the goal, toward pushing yourself and challenging yourself, those really count.
Well, your joy jar is such a great concept. I haven't done it in a jar, but my husband and I, we keep a list on our phones, and at the end of every month we check off, these are the things, or these are some things we didn't expect to achieve that we did, so let's celebrate those a little bit. So it's such a great way to include gratitude and childlike wonder into what we do every day.
Have that tangible aspect of it too in something like a jar. I'm going to do that tonight.
Yeah.
And ultimately the prize is just honoring yourself.
That's right. Celebrating as you go along.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for always keeping us motivated on Monday, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Well, Stacey Hawkins Adams sends out weekly Motivational Monday emails. If you want more information or to subscribe, just visit staceyhawkinsadams.com.
All right, Mr. B, remember we have to keep our eyes on the prize. and we're going to send it over to you.
Okay, so you're talking about the joy of approaching life like a child. And Bill, over to you. All right, folks, I'm working on it. Here's what we want you to do. You can join us to help raise money for the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Richmond. This year's Red Shoe Rendezvous Gala is set for September 16th at the Dominion Club in Glen Allen. The theme this year is 60s Palm Springs. To purchase tickets, just scan on the QR code right there on your screen. And if you buy them before September 2nd, you can save up to $50. We have to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back and enjoy opening up our inbox in our Everywhere You Are segment. Stay tuned. All right, here's the part we really like getting into. We love checking in with you in Everywhere You Are. It's always great to see the fun and exciting things that you've been up to with your friends and family.
We say this each and every day and sincerely mean it. Please continue to share those with us so we can share them here every morning with the rest of our community.
Speaking of sharing, what do we have to share this morning?
All right, Brenda Lindsay shared this photo with us. She was in Kitty Hawk last week and captured this photo of the sunset.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Picture perfect.
Always there at the Outer Banks, even when the weather's not so beautiful, you still get some gorgeous skies like that.
Yep.
Also, we have another photo here. This is from Three Ridges. This is Summer Gilmore, who hiked Three Ridges as part of an extreme hike and annual fundraiser for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Ooh, an extreme hike. I like that.
yeah.
Yes, well, we talked about this a little bit. Dene en Blanc shared that they're preparing for their Richmond celebration. I have been at least 4 to 5 times between Richmond and Washington, D.C. You wear white, your most fabulous white, and then you bring all of the most wonderful accoutrements
In white.
for your table, and you go to a secret location, and then you are guided to the perfect location. And you set up your table, and then you wave your white
It
napkin.
sounds so magical.
And it is. And we're going to get
Sounds
Bill
like a lot
the
of work
perfect
to me.
white.
You have to take your own stuff. It all has
Yes,
to be
but
white.
there are competitions for how you decorate your table. You bring only what you want. It's not banquet chicken. It's whatever you want to bring. It's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait.
And we said that an ascot would be perfect attire
Yes.
for your first
see it right now.
first time.
We might need to call Janie Medley and tell her to put together the perfect white with an ascot. Oh, I'm so excited.
Good night, everybody.
I can't wait.
He's done.
I've been trying to get Bill to Dene en Blanc for years. This might be the one.
This is going to be it.
This might be the one. All right, well, come on back, Bill. Now it's your time to shine. We want to share in the adventures that you're having.
It is so easy to do. If you have a fun snapshot or amazing video, you have several ways to get your visuals to us. You can do that by way of our social media channels, upload to either Facebook or Instagram.
Our email, or you can email, or you can email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com. See what you did to me?
He's so excited.
Then you can sit back, relax, and watch your special moments live on the air.
This segment is sponsored by Active Medicare Solutions.
Medicare versus Medicaid. What are the differences? Craig Rasmussen, owner of Active Medicare Solutions, joins us to break it all down now and share more about the services and resources that they consult on. It's great to see you.
It's so nice to see you.
Working with a team here locally, Active Medicare Solutions is a great organization. Let's remind everybody what you're up to.
Absolutely, yes. So we, Active Medicare Solutions, we are a full-service health insurance agency with a strong emphasis on Medicare. So we work with really anyone needing health insurance, but our focus really is on people turning 65, people that currently have Medicare, helping them identify and analyze what plan works best for them, enrolling them, and then really providing them service moving forward.
I think you open up the dictionary and you look at insurance and it says insurance equals so many questions. So we can work with the team. Folks can be very confused by Medicare. Is there a process or the steps that should be taken, including when to get started?
Yeah, so with Medicare, you want to get started, I would say, 6 months in advance. And we use a very elaborate 6-step process. But the first couple steps are really determine whether or not someone needs Medicare, because not everybody needs to go on Medicare that turns 65. And then the next step really is helping them how to get Medicare, because there's probably 3 different ways in which you would get your Medicare, depending on your specific situation. And then we help them find out if they're an Advantage person or a supplement person. It really comes down to that.
We could dedicate the entire hour of Virginia this morning to this next question. Can you paint the picture between Medicare and Medicaid? Folks are confused about different plans and the rules that apply.
Absolutely, yeah. So basically, Medicaid is a state program based on income and assets and need. And Medicare is a federal program for health insurance. However, they do work together. The folks that have Medicare and Medicaid have a lot of other choices than folks that don't have the Medicaid piece. So we do work with a lot of people that have Medicare and Medicaid, helping them understand which is paying which, and also making sure that they get the most benefits out of their Medicare plan based on the fact that they have the state Medicaid.
We've talked before about how the pocket of time of open enrollment makes you sit up a little straighter and take notice. Can folks make changes outside of the open enrollment period?
Yes, they can. Yes. So anyone that's getting extra help with medicine or they have Medicare and Medicaid can make changes. And I highly recommend that if they haven't reviewed their plan for a while, they should do so with their agent, or they can give us a call even over the telephone, because there are new plans that come out for that demographic that are very rich in benefits. And some people, if you haven't reviewed, may not have those benefits on their current plan. And anybody that has a supplement, like a plan for a Plan G, oftentimes those people want Medicare to be their primary. They don't want an Advantage plan. However, those rates are going up, up, up. And there are so many times that they can get a requote. They can give us a call. We can take their information, and they can oftentimes get the exact same plan, usually with a different carrier, but they all cover it the same, sometimes for half the price.
Things each year, changes are always happening, and I would imagine that's got to be the same here. You're anticipating some big changes next year?
They are definitely anticipating some big changes next year. We always hear there's changes. I think that's usually a sales tactic to get people to call. But next year, there really are going to be big changes. The Medicare reimbursement rate's going down, so Medicare Advantage benefits are going to be impacted, and the donut hole's going away. Yay! For those of you that are on Medicare already with expensive medicines, they know what that means. However, since they're going to cap it at $2,000, someone is going to have to pay for that. So we're going to see drug plan premiums increase dramatically. We're going to see Medicare supplement premiums increase, and we're also going to see Medicare Advantage benefits decrease. So next year, I would start looking to build that relationship with someone local, someone that can help you through that process.
Help you navigate the process. Craig, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
We're going to share the information so folks can learn more and get started. Active Medicare Solutions. You'll find the office at 11057 3 Chop Road in Henrico. For information, call the team at 804-874-6000 or visit the website activemedicaresolutions.com and connect with them on Facebook as well. Virginia This Morning returns right after this.
This segment is sponsored by Renewal by Anderson.
We all know how hot it is outside, but that doesn't mean you have to live in the heat inside your home too. And if you have a problem with your windows or doors, that's likely what we're talking about here. I'm here with our good friend Lucy O'Shields of Renewal by Anderson. She's going to tell us how upgrading your problem windows and doors can help make your home comfortable inside. And Renewal by Anderson has been a fantastic they've got a fantastic lightning sale going on right now. Lucy, good to see you again. It's been a while, so welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Let's talk about the windows themselves. Let's start with them. They're made of your exclusive FiberX composite material, and it's very different from vinyl, isn't it?
It is. A lot of people looking to do those replacement projects don't realize that there's an alternative to that vinyl window out there. You know, vinyl is plastic. It's the word, right?
Yeah.
It's a soft material, so that means it's going to bend and warp under those extreme temperatures. And our Fibrex material is actually 2 times the strength of vinyl, so it's not going to bend and warp in hot and cold temperatures. You know, a lot of homeowners, if they're looking for that comfortable product that's going to last for decades, they're going to want to choose our Fibrex material.
Makes a big, big difference, and we do have extremes, as we've all seen in the last couple of months. You also sell and install entry doors, and a new front door system really can do wonders for your home, can it?
Oh, in my opinion, I think your front door is a person's first impression to your home. So we want to make you have a great first impression. If you've experienced, your door sagging, or maybe it's stuck in the frame and it's hard to open and close, well, that can cause drafts and even dirt. Even the gaps can let in some pest every now and then, right? So, just like our windows, our doors are actually custom built for that precise fit, and it's going to leave your home much more energy efficient. And unlike, let's say wood doors, it's not going to split or warp or crack under those, like we said, extreme temperatures.
And they look great.
They look
and
wonderful.
There's that. Yeah, they look great. All right, you have a fantastic window and door lightning sale going on right now. Can you give us some details on that?
Yes, it's actually our biggest dollar discount of the year.
Wow.
Now through August 31st, you can get $325 off every window, $879 off every entry door and patio door. Plus, we are getting a free upgrade to our Smart Sun glass, and you can get it all with no money down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year.
That's great. And like you said, big sale.
Big sale.
All right, call 804-352-3737 or visit vawindowreplacement.com to schedule your free appointment. You mentioned the free upgrade to Smart Sun glass. What's different about that?
Oh, so our high performance low E4 Smart Sun glass, right? That's a big title, but it does big things. It is going to block 95% of the sun's UV rays, and it's through this special coating of silver oxide. It's actually 70% more energy efficient than in the summer than standard dual pane glass. So it's not going to fade your couch or your carpets or your floors. You can open those blinds up and really let that sunlight in without it heating up your home. I think between the combination of our Fibrex material and our Smart Sun glass, I mean, it really is the best choice and best product out there, and it's going to keep your home comfortable year round.
Always a pleasure visiting with Lucy. Once again, Renewal by Anderson's window and door lightning sales going on now through August 31st. Get $325 off every window and $879 off every patio door and entry door. And pay nothing for 1 year, plus you'll get a free upgrade to Renewal by Anderson's Smart Sun glass. Call 804-352-3737 or scan that QR code or visit vawindowreplacement.com now to schedule your free appointment. And stick around, Virginia This Morning returns right after this. All right, folks, welcome back to our live Monday morning show. Are you familiar with the term kinship families? Chesterfield County is offering a support system and a safe landing place for children who no longer live with their parents, but rather have to live with their grandparents.
This is a great resource that Chesterfield County is offering its residents. And here to tell us more is Amy Smith from Social Services, along with Alexa Van Artryk, who is the Manager of Aging and Disability Resources in the county. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
So Alexa, Bill defined what a kinship family is slightly, but go into more detail on what a kinship family is and how would maybe a family come into this circumstance?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think sometimes we refer to it also as like grand families or kin families. So if folks have heard of that term, it's the same thing as kinship families, but it's when a parent can't parent and a relative has to step in. So that can look like a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle. Sometimes it's someone who's not even related. And the parent can't be a parent, whether because mental health, substance abuse, incarceration, military, and it leads to a very complex family dynamic. But Amy's with social services, and she's able to kind of talk more about the informal and formal types of
Yeah, so many of our families will do this without any kind of interventions at all. Like Alexa had said that there were military families. They might get the support of their military folks, but they're making these decisions on their own. That would be our informal arrangements when parents ask their parents, so grandparents are raising family members. But if social services has to step in because of any kind of protective or safety issue, then that's when it would be considered a more formal arrangement.
What does that look like? The formal arrangement, what is that?
Well, it can be foster care, but we really try to avoid that. In most of our circumstances, we are able to. Virginia is actually moving towards a more kin-first culture, which means we should be really looking towards all of the relatives that are in that child's circle. And it could be grandparents, aunts, and uncles, but it could also be family friends. You know, sometimes we choose our families versus those families, but those can all be people that we collaborate and work with at social services to help a child thrive, even if they can't live with their parents, even temporarily.
And you do have the resource fair coming up. What can people who come on out, what can they expect to see there, do there, experience there?
We have about 15 or so vendors that are coming around. We'll have tables set up so that we can have those more important conversations, a little bit more in depth. The systems that these families the caregivers have to really navigate through can be really complex. If you haven't raised a child in so long, getting to go to school or changing diapers after so long, those can all be really big challenges. Working through the mental health system, asking for help and getting benefits and resources at social services, we're going to have all of those people available for people to walk up and ask their more intimate questions.
You know, grandparents taking care of their grandchildren is not anything new. It's
No.
happened
Yes.
organically forever.
Yes.
But, you know, the world's changing at such a rapid pace. How do you prepare these folks for that?
The grandparents?
Yeah.
I mean, like the Kinship Resource Fair, I think being educated and knowing what to expect, being able to navigate those complex systems like the school system, healthcare, knowing how to get the child healthcare is really important. So being prepared for that experience is important. But you're right. I mean, I grew up with my grandma living with me half the year, so it can be a really positive experience to have that influence of a grandparent, but we don't want the grandparent or relative to feel like they're flailing or confused and overwhelmed because it is a really emotional, you know, they're not able to, their child potentially isn't able to parent. That could have happened because, like I said, mental health or substance abuse, sometimes even death in the family. So the grandparent's going through a lot already, so we want to just make sure they're prepared.
So many different layers to it because it is really two issues that they're navigating.
Right.
Yeah.
Both obviously there's all these things that you were talking about. How do we get them into school? The steps that have to be taken for parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Technology changes too, like we have schools involved. Chesterfield County Schools is involved in this planning as well for the Kinship Resource Fair. So they are there to help, like Canva, Blackboard. I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't know what the technology is these days.
It's
but
a lot.
It is.
It's a lot to even just get a child registered for school. All the forms are online now, and just navigating, keeping in touch with the teacher. Everything is online now. So it could be a lot for someone who's not quite up to speed with the technology.
Right. Yeah, it can be kind of a stereotype that seniors don't understand technology, and that's not always the case.
Right.
But when it is, it's really complex.
Thank you both for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to help a lot when you have the actual fair. A big thank you for both of you coming in and all the great work you do out there in Chesterfield County.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Kinship Families Resource Fair is September 11th from 9:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. at the Department of Social Services in the Multipurpose Room. That's located at 9501 Lucy Core Boulevard in Chesterfield, Virginia. For more information, please visit our show website by early this afternoon. Of course, that's virginiathismorning.com.
Right now, we're going to send it over to Andreas with one of our favorite guests.
She always shares some great information, and today she's talking about the 5 5 steps to take for your online privacy. We welcome financial advisor J.P. Bryan back to Virginia this morning. Good morning.
Great to be here. And don't limit me to 5. We might say 7.
All right, well, let's see how many we can get through now. Last week, there was, some of you may have heard of it, a major hack.
That's right.
Revealing Social Security numbers for people.
That's
and so we want to talk about that, but we also want to talk about ways that we need to continue thinking about our online privacy, our online presence, and information data that may be out there about us that is subject to being hacked.
Without your actually even sharing the information. There's people who have an online presence or have their data that is available to companies that actually purchase this data or go get the data from municipalities, and they gather the information and sell your information, your public information, to other companies. And that's exactly what happened. A data bank company was breached in a major hack that it's expected that every American, I'm not even exaggerating, their Social Security number has been exposed to this hack. That is what the lawyers are saying. Yeah. So and we're not talking just socials. We're talking about dates of birth, addresses, and so we really need, and phone numbers. Your phone numbers have become a huge way to identify yourself. One time I put in a client's phone number because they were asking that on verifying their ID, and their actual home address popped up from just having the cell number.
And so what you're saying is that even if you didn't go online, we might feel secure in saying, well, I haven't put this information online. I never write down my Social Security number. But you're saying it could come from a variety of places, and it just happens to be that your information was revealed. Now, what 3 billion Americans are expected to be, out there. What do we do now?
Now we have to be proactive on protecting yourself. Now, there's 1,000 companies that are now all over the internet telling you this is the best way to protect you, but I'm gonna tell you, the free best way to protect yourself is to protect yourself. So you need to contact each of the credit bureaus, and it is estimated that it'll take about 5 minutes for you to do this, but a lot of people can't go online and do this. So it's going to take a little bit longer, but you need to call Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion and tell them, freeze all of my data. And that may create some sort of inconveniences down the road, because clients that have cut off their public data, they have to go through some extra steps, but that's okay. But it's your step being taken and not someone taking it for you. It's worth the protection. And I encourage everyone to talk with their financial advisor about cybersecurity protection tips that, like what we're discussing, because it connects to us financially in such a huge way, because the point is to get a person's to get their information so that you can take money from them.
And we're talking about, you could have a combination. You could have phone number, you could have social, you could have different things. All right, so we've gone in, we've now taken 5 minutes to freeze our accounts with, freeze our information.
That has helped everything. Just freezing that helps everything. If you get a call and someone asks you to sign up for something and you've already frozen your credit, you may be wasting your money by doing additional steps. That is their job. If you sign up or subscribe to a service, hopefully the service is safe. So I would ask around for referrals. If you have friends that are using a service, ask them which service has been good for them. Then, but the scariest part I think about this, it's such a huge touch on so many of us, and then we didn't find out about it until months later. This happened in April. We're getting the information now because of a class action lawsuit that was filed. So when you do start getting email from different law firms saying that they can protect you, be very careful on clicking on that. So you need to have antivirus software on each of your computers that you're using. You need to develop an understanding of how algorithms work. If you start ticking around or even talking, our phones are picking up on what we're talking about right now. So you're going to be getting credit report information the rest of the month. Oh, she's interested in this because of this discussion. Your phone is on. So a lot of times people don't understand algorithms, and they don't understand why they're being bombarded with these things. And when you click, you're in there.
So we need to be, if it's an email, we need to be looking at who's sending the email, making sure it's
Did
from a
you
legit
ask?
source.
That's right.
Before you click on something, hover over it, see where is it actually going to make sure you're
right.
getting to the right services. But pick
Did
up
you
the
ask
phone
for
and call
that?
yourself and make sure that
Yes.
it's legitimate.
If you ask for someone to email you, those are the emails you check. Other emails, really, you don't need to really click in there. But in order to protect yourself, get an antivirus software on your phone, get an antivirus on your computers that you use, on not just yours, but every computer in your home.
And get someone to help you if you need some support. We could talk about
Definitely.
this, and
Yeah,
we're going to
I
have
told
to.
you.
We probably need a part
That's
two.
fine. Yes,
But thank you for
definitely.
bringing this to our attention, because
Thank
I don't
you.
think I really clicked into it as much as you have helped me to today. But we will
right.
definitely be following up on this to make sure
Thank
that we're
you.
keeping everyone safe. Thank you for being with us. JB Bryant offers free financial workshops and webinars each Wednesday evening and Sunday morning. It's free, but registration is required. For more information, visit our show website by later today at virginiathismorning.com. We'll wrap up today's show and share our final thoughts right after this short break. Stay with us.
Hey everybody, we want to welcome you back to Virginia This Morning. Of course, today was a very informative show, not too shabby for a Monday.
I tell you, lots of great information.
Whew, man, we did a lot of stuff in 1 hour. But we'll be back tomorrow and do some more.
Yes, that's right. If you miss a day, you miss a lot.
You always miss a lot. I'm still relatively new to the show. I'm celebrating a 1 month in now. But I've already learned so much just from this vantage point. So we love sharing that with all of you at home as well.
Great people that come and visit with us too.
And speaking of anniversaries, happy 1 month to you.
Thank you.
My husband and I are celebrating our 7-year wedding anniversary.
Yay, congratulations.
Yes, so happy anniversary to my love, David.
And you guys are getting some much needed time together to celebrate too.
Yes,
which will be
that's right.
wonderful.
That's right.
Big thank you to all our guests, and thank you for watching today.
Our Live Tuesday edition comes up tomorrow. We hope you see.
The show starts weekday mornings at 8:56 a.m. You meet us right here for all of the fun on Virginia This Morning. In the meantime, enjoy a wonderful rest of your day.